Okay, we're now on to question 2.7 of us pitting ourselves against these questions, and we are winning 6 love, 6 love, 6 love. Okay, S string 4, okay, so S string 4 equals S string 3, okay, so that's fine, I just assigned it to there. Now it says delete from the string, okay, that's fine. Starting at position 1, okay, to the position of the hashtag. Okay, but we've done this before. This is easy peasy. Okay, so well, the 1 is easy. Start at position 1. Okay, so the position of the hashtag. Okay, we're not fools. We're not mugs anymore. We're not the muggles. Okay, we are veterans. Okay, combat hardened Delphi veterans. We can understand that the pos function returns the position of the first occurrence and a 0 if it can't find it. Okay, so we're not going to get fooled by this one by saying it's an 8. Okay, right, so it's saying right delete, so that's effectively a 4, so that whole thing there, and again keep on saying it, reduce it. Okay, just like math simplification, but just a lot easier and a lot more exciting than maths. So that's 4, so it's delete 4 characters starting there. So essentially what's going to happen is those cells there would be deleted. Okay, so delete cells, delete column. Okay, and that would happen. Okay, my numbering again going for a bit of a dive there. Okay, but essentially we delete the first 4 characters out of that string. Okay, that was easy peasy. Okay, 2.8 doesn't look too bad, so they're probably warming us up for something potentially horrifying in 2.9, 2.10, but let's see. String 4, okay, I must copy from string 2 there, string 2 from the 7th position, so I must start there. The 7th position. You see how easy it is to make a mistake? I'll win there. Okay, probably won't make that mistake, but I nearly did. Starting at position 7. Okay, starting at position 7. The length. Okay, how long is the length? 11 characters. So I'm going to start there and copy 11 characters. Okay, we had this problem before. There ain't 11 characters. Got a bit of a drought here. Okay, Delphi says, please don't worry, little one. I don't know if Delphi would say that, but anyway. It says, right, you can't copy that many characters, so we can't delete that many characters, so I will copy. See, no, it was copy. So I will copy as many characters as I can. Okay, and so it would try to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, I can't copy anymore. And so I would actually, the new string would then just have the value 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. Okay, doesn't bomb out or freak out or anything like that. Right, as suspected, they're getting a bit more sneaky with 2.9 in that in these sort of longer examples we have to identify what's actually happening. It's not a straightforward copy, delete, okay, because there's a for loop going on now which we didn't have before. Okay, so but we're not freaked out about for loops anymore. Okay, so we set the count equal to 0. Standard processing of a string. For I equals 1 to the length of the string, do the following. If S string I loop is, okay, and then the next part varies. So that's just testing every character, so it'll go through, it'll check the 0, the 2, the hash, the 0, the 4, the 1, the hash, the 3, the 7, the 3, the 7, the 0, the 5. Okay. And it's checking if they are digits. If they're in this set, 0 to 9, which means you could have said 0, comma 1, comma 2, comma all in quotes, comma 4, comma 5, comma 6, but why do that when you can act smart and just do it like that? So that code there, if I said to you in a theory question, I said, okay, tell me what that code is doing. It's checking a character to see if it is a digit. And if it is a digit, it increments the count. So we would just have to count how many digits there are. And I'm going to be smart and simply say, right, well, there are 15 characters in total. How many of them are not digits? There's a hash and a hash, so the answer should be 13. Okay, the answer should be 13. Right, last but not least, as they say, we're over to the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Okay, just a point just to bear in mind also, just remember that spaces are counted as a character as well. Okay, so, and that's why we said afterwards, if there's spaces afterwards, we may not see it if it's physically printed on the screen or on paper, but those spaces are there in that variable. There aren't any in this case, it ends at the full stop. Okay, what does the quick brown fox want us to do? Besides jumping over the lazy dog. Okay, it makes the count equal to 0. Okay, here we go. Here we go again. Standard thing for our loop, whatever variable, integer variable you're using, to the length of the string. In other words, and it's going to look at string 1, our loop in here. It's going to check it for something. Well, some of you will probably work out what it is already. But so it's going to take the capital T, the small h, the small e, the space, the q, the u, the r, the c, the k, the space. Okay, I'm not doing that for 44 letters. Okay, so it's going to take each letter, each character. Okay, might be better to say each character because a letter's got a connotation, I suppose, of an alphabetical one. Okay, it's checking if that thing, okay, pos, is this thing, which is each individual character, is it in that thing there? Okay, I don't think they would be that mean to like leave out a letter of the alphabet. You know, they would be quite mean. As I've said that, I've actually just realized I did do that. Can you believe it? Okay, practice what you preach. So, okay, so it's checking. Hopefully I didn't make any more there, but essentially what it's doing is saying, right, check this thing in that thing. In other words, check if it's a capital letter, because if it returns a greater than 0, it means whatever the character that it found is in there. Okay, not small letters, capital letters only, which makes our life way easier, because I was going to have to go through 44 characters, which didn't feel like it. So, how many capital letters in here? Just little t. Okay, little t. Okay, sounds like a rocker from the 50s. Okay, little t. Okay, little t and the Midnight Owls. Okay, right, little t is the only capital letter, so the answer to that would be A1. Okay, just a quick recap it we're doing again with this type of question. The two types, as you can see, basically there is, but always reduce where you can. In other words, simplify where you can. In other words, don't try and do everything in one go, and then you just one position out and you get the whole thing wrong because you, like I did just now, and you count from the wrong position or something like that. These will give you, okay, because it just makes it a lot easier to work rather than have to go and spend fruitless time going to count how many spaces there are, whatever it happens to be. And then these last ones, like number 9 and number 10, you have to sort of work out what the pattern is, okay, because to go through all 44 characters, I mean, you could, but why? Because after about the third attempt, well, hopefully you'll see, some of you will see right in the beginning what it's doing, but even if you apply that, okay, what is it doing here? What is it do? Okay, I'll get, it's checking if each character is a capital letter. Okay, and so these things are pretty much full mark stuff. Okay, so dedicate the time to them, but also don't, you know, I mean, don't retire on them either, you know. So yeah, they deserve some attention because they are actually relatively easy, and if you understand insert, delete, uppercase, lowercase, copy, length, pause, might have missed out one, then you A for away. Okay, question 3 is slightly different to the other worksheet in that it's also got some questions based on giving Delphi and saying, right, why is this not working, or what is it trying to do, as opposed to just writing code. Okay, there are some examples where you're going to have to write some code, but there are a couple here that are going to test your insight, and a lot of it is based on if you've worked through question 1 and 2, a lot of these questions will be quite easy. Okay, we've seen this quite a bit now. Okay, and we've realized that's a problem. Okay, explain why the use of this pos function makes no sense or not work as intended. Okay, essentially with the pos function, you're checking if this first thing is in that second thing anywhere, and you're either testing if it's greater than 0. In other words, you found it, in which case that whole value there would be the position of the first occurrence, or if it's equal to naught. Okay. But yeah, this count's going to be incremented no matter what, because what we're saying is it doesn't matter if it's equal to naught, then increment the count. In other words, if it's not found, and if it's greater than naught, also increment the count. So it doesn't matter if it was found or it's not found, you're always going to increment the count. So whatever was intended there is just not going to work. Just absolutely not going to work. Okay. And perhaps the sort of more model answer, closer to what we could expect there,